So, hey guys, Chauzu here. So today I thought to talk about the upcoming schedule for the coming month. I made a similar video to this before, but this was around the presumption that maybe Gear 5 will drop for One Piece Day. Obviously that didn't happen. There's a lot of people saying obviously it wasn't going to drop, but I don't think it was that obvious, mainly because of the argument I used before that this delay was pretty late. Gachas usually have a hard time adapting to late delays since they plan content so much in advance. No need to go on about that though. We know what's happening now. We know that Gear 5 is going to drop August 5th, at least in like certain time zones. For us in Europe, it's probably going to be the 6th, I imagine. But around that and certain other info, we can be pretty sure of how the month is going to go. I made a small paper just so I can remember everything. I don't know how the rest of the world does it, but in Sweden we talk about weeks. So currently we're in week 30. That's from August 24th to August 30. And this week what we have to expect, of course, is the version update, going to drop this Wednesday the 26th. I made a video about my opinions of it yesterday. We'll see if anything else drops with the updates. If we look at certain current Sugofests, like the monthly batch, as you see, it does continue a few more days after the update. Pirate King Adventures is ending though, so it might mean that we get PKA after the maintenance. I doubt it though, because if we're getting a end of month Sugo, which we should get, it should start after the last end of month Sugo goes away, so the 28th. So sometime after that we might get PKA back, but this week definitely the return of Pirate King Adventures, probably an end of month Sugo. Some don't think we're getting one, mainly because we know that just 1 week after this end of month Sugo, we're getting the real Sugo Fest with Gear 5, which is most likely a Super Sugo Fest. So some people are saying like, why even make a end of month Sugo then? Like, we just dropped the One Piece Day Sugo Fest, just let that run for 2 weeks and then we can get Gear 5 Sugo. But Bandai usually don't do that. It's basically non-existent to skip the end of month Sugo Fest. What's more interesting with the end of month Sugo Fest though is like, what's the approach they will take? Will they do like for when we got the Yamato drop? Like, Yamato drop is probably the best comparison with Gear 5 since it's a big hype around a certain event in the anime. It's after the end of month Sugo Fest. Yamato dropped also beginning of, I think it was October back then. And for end of month Sugo for Yamato, we actually got V3 Lucci. Like, does anybody even remember that legend? Like, probably the worst Lucci legend today with level limit break and such. But obviously no relation to Yamato, they don't even work together, so that was a pure filler Sugo Fest. Another approach they can take is that let's start the Super Sugo Fest. With the end of month we can do like a Kid or Law legend or something. Personally I like Kid and Law versus Big Mom. I think that would be cool, but that's my personal opinion. Or they go out further out, like it has the same theme as the upcoming Super Sugo Fest, but it's still just going to be a normal Super Sugo Fest, normal Sugo Fest. Maybe make them work with the upcoming Gear 5, but that's it really. Kind of like the Legend Jack release ahead of the anniversary. But that's for week 30. Then for week 31, like we already have Pirate King Adventures going on. We will also have the final block of PvP ongoing. So we won't really have that much content ahead of the Super Sugo Fest, which will be of course the 6th in Europe then, August. But we will probably have Grand Party going on. Makes sense, since Grand Party is always before PvP finals, and we will most likely have an end of month batch, so just build around that for Grand Party. So Grand Party should be like the 2nd, 3rd of August, something like that. Then of course we have the big Super Sugo Fest, and the day after the Super Sugo Fest we have the PvP finals, which we can see here. So basically some have been joking a bit about that, like, oh, maybe Gear 5 will be a PvP legend. Pretty funny joke to make, but what's more interesting is that will we get a Super Sugo Fest for Gear 5 and a PvP Sugo Fest, or will they combine them into one? So we can pull on the Gear 5 Super Sugo Fest and also get PvP units. That would be really cool. It has never happened before. Another interesting aspect is that for the treasure map, like, will we keep the same boosters for treasure map, or will we do a Film Red route where we have another Super Sugo Fest for treasure map, it's a normal treasure map? They can go various ways with this. Personally, I think they should do is though the Gear 5 batch works for the boosters for treasure map as well. I think that will be the best option, but we'll see what Bandai does. We're getting a bit ahead of ourselves though. But yeah, potentially Super Sugo Fest with PvP units. I'm sure that will excite a lot of people who basically never pull on PvP and would like to get a lot of those units. And as for the end of the week, like, usually it has worked like this lately, that when we have a Super PvP, we get a new Grand Voyage, and if we follow the user schedule of Super PvP and then normal PvP, we should have a Super PvP now, so Grand Voyage. But for some reason, I actually overlooked this before, but we actually have a normal Pyro Rumble season right now, and Luffy Ace last month was also a normal Pyro Rumble. So with that logic, it shouldn't be a Grand Voyage this month, which makes me very sad. That's like the most depressing news possible for me. But this means it's very likely instead that we're getting a Blitz for the end of PvP. This has happened like once before, where PvP finals and Blitz stack up together. But since it's a normal PvP, it kind of works. And really, like, do you want a full week of content for the new, maybe most hype legend ever to just be PvP finals? No. Like, either a Blitz or they give us a Grand Voyage or something that is built for Gear 5. But I think Blitz is very likely. I will expect that now. So that will mean, like, it ends on the 13th of August, so it starts on like the 11th, I guess. EU time, of course. Then we move on to week 43, which will be from the 14th of August to the 20th. And this is treasure map week. I already talked a bit about this, like, will we have a treasure map Sugo, or will Gear 5 Sugo also work as a treasure map Sugo, or will we get a normal treasure map Sugo, or will this be like a part 2 Super Sugo Fest that works as a treasure map Sugo Fest? We don't know. There are some different options here. My main reason for thinking this is that for me personally it makes sense that part 1 Super Sugo Fest, if we do Film Red, that's not guaranteed, that part 1 will be the end of month patch, part 2 will be Gear 5, and part 3 Kizuna. That makes sense to me, and I don't think 4th part is going to happen. But what I like personally is just one big Super Sugo Fest for Gear 5, and that's it really. I don't think like the other Sugos will be helped, since all hype is in one singular unit. And then finally we have week 34, which is 21st of August to 27th. This is Kizuna, and yeah, it's most likely going to be a normal Kizuna, and the reason for this, if I can find it, is the support Sugo Fest. It goes on until September. The way it usually works is when we get a new Super Boss Kizuna, we get a new support for it. This has been the case for like over a year. The only exception is when we got that random support for Blackbeard and Whitebeard. Don't remember the name now. Then we got a random support Sugofest, but otherwise support Sugofest are basically used to see when it's the next Super Boss, and this follows the like current flow we have with first a normal Kizuna, then a Super Boss, then a normal Kizuna, and so on. But yeah, I know a lot of people were disappointed that Perona was a Super Boss, because they were like, next month is Gear 5. I want to do a Super Boss with Gear 5. I don't want to do it for these girl batches, but it is what it is. Like, Bandai can always change it if they want, but with current evidence, it should be a normal Kizuna for Gear 5 month. And then after that, we're heading into new end of month territory, so that's basically all you need to know. Let me know if there's something I've overlooked, or if you have other ideas, or just if you're excited for this coming month with the Gear 5 Super Fest. But yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.